Alright, what's up, y'all? We're back, and man, hell of an episode with blood and guts, and jeez, Darby was about to set this man on fire, but we're not going to talk so much about that. We got a whole bunch of big fish to fry. I do want to talk very quickly about my man MJF here. Of course, as you see, he revealed the American Championship, which is replacing the International Championship, but in all honesty, I gotta say I'm really intrigued by this concept. I feel like, well, for one thing I do have to say, I get it. There are an awful lot of championships in AEW as it is, and that's not even factoring in Ring of Honor. I mean, they had to basically just do away, however it was they did, with the Ring of Honor Trios titles. I don't know. Either way, the whole point I'm trying to make about this is that one way or another, whether this is a mainstay championship or not, I wouldn't mind if it were. And the reason being is because, well, for one thing, it's actually a really good looking belt. But even for having the international title, it's, I don't know. Because you also have the Continental Championship. It's going to be kind of interesting to see which way they go. I kind of feel like it'll still stick to being the International Championship, but if there's a way they could make something like this work, I am definitely here for it. And, you know, for all those, again, that just believe there are too many championships in AEW, I mean, a lot of people are starting to see that about WWE as well. So, I'm not really going to knock this. Whether it sticks around or not, I don't know, but I'd like to see more of it. Not even just with the concept of being an American or anything like that, but I think there would be some intrigue to it, but that's just me. Nonetheless, we're going to move on to another story that, of course, took place from Dynamite, which, again, this isn't necessarily a Dynamite-focused episode, but we're just, two of our focal points here are about happenings from this evening's Dynamite Blood and Guts episode. But very specifically, of course, she had the match with Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, and she was going against her rival, Hikaru Shida. It was a banger of a match. And, of course, DMD wound up getting the win with the lockjaw. But then out comes Mercedes, but, of course, Mercedes wouldn't be alone. She actually has a new friend in the form of Camille. Now, this is important for a variety of reasons. We're going to start with the fact that, you know, I've actually been involved in the conversations, and if nothing else, I feel like I've seen enough of it along the internet. I mean, why wouldn't it be the case, you know? It just is what it is. We weren't sure if and when we were ever going to see Camille in AEW, and hell, there was an awful lot of talk about how, you know, maybe we find a way to see her in WWE, but nah. I mean, because first of all, they already got Stephanie Vicor, and of course that's in addition to Julia. I mentioned Rio and Delta the other day. I mean, I'm not sure if the latter two have been made official, but I'm going to imagine it's only a matter of time before that's the case. That being said, to me, along with MJF and everything that they did throughout the night, I feel like an awful lot of really smart decisions were made here by Tony Khan and whoever you want to give credit to on that. I feel like there's actually a creative team working with him, and, you know, he's not taking on the load by himself. But more than that, it's definitely more a matter of they're going back to a lot of their roots from the beginning of how AEW was originally founded. So with all this in mind, it's just, this is something to definitely enjoy, because I mean, you got the new HBK Diesel connection and everything. I mean, I don't know necessarily about the Clique, but as I mentioned before, we're going to have the Renegade twins coming through at some point. So, you know, we got a lot of factions going on. really throughout wrestling. I mean, why are we going to stop here? Is all I'm going to say about that. But nonetheless, we're going to move along, and this is going to be an even bigger story. Of course, we're going to be transitioning into bringing sports into pro wrestling, but there's a very good reason for that. That reason being is that it is official. The NBA and Amazon are going to be having the rights to air the NBA on those respective networks. TNT is no longer going to be a part of that. And I think this is something that was to be expected, and I actually said it the other day. It was literally, the ball was on the NBA's court. We'll see which way they go about it. This is the decision now. It's going to be really interesting, yet it's also, for me personally, going to be a little bit sad because, again, I've said before, I've been fond of the whole inside the NBA on TNT. I mean, you could say I pretty much grew up on it largely, and it's been a significant part of my life for forever. Like I said, for as long as I can remember. Now, whether or not they're going to be keeping EJ, Shaq, Chuck, and Kenny, I don't know. I haven't really seen any details on that. I haven't read any of the articles, but I've gotten wind of the confirmation, so it's official. But to me, this matters more because they're still yet to announce the deal as far as the TV rights are concerned, where AEW and Warner Bros. Discovery is concerned. Now, something is said to be official, and it's just going to be really, really intriguing to see what's coming of that, what they announce from that. Initially, the word was that the deal wasn't overly favorable for AEW, but I mean, you're gonna take what you can get at this point, you know. Either way, it's gonna be huge. I'm not really sure what to expect of it, other than I would expect that, for one thing, we're definitely gonna be getting Ring of Honor on some sort of television format. I'm not sure if it's necessarily going to be either TBS or TNT. I'm inclined to think, if not True TV, and I think there's another network I'm thinking about, but if not True TV, then you're certainly going to see it on the Max app. So, I don't know, it's going to be real interesting to see how all of that unfolds. And yeah, I mean, pretty huge stuff as far as this is concerned. I'm a little bit speechless beyond that. Like I said, it's interesting to me for a variety of reasons. One, we are bringing back the NBA on NBC, but not only that, we're getting the old theme. I actually saw a thing of it on Twitter and actually caught it, and they got a good mix of the old school NBA on NBC stuff, like everything from the 80s, 90s, and pretty much everything that was NBA on NBC from, I believe it was early 90s, all the way up until, oh god, I want to say 2002, 2003, was it? Somewhere along there, but either way, I guess that familiar feeling will still be there, but man, I don't know, it's just going to be interesting to see, but it's certainly huge again for AEW, as we're going to be hearing about the TV deal soon, and I'm definitely going to be back with more on that, so we'll definitely leave it there for right now. I mean, let me know what you guys think on all these things. I mean, it was certainly a huge night for Blood and Guts, and this is going to be just as significant, and if not more so, and we're going to see certainly a lot more of this to come, I imagine. AEW's just on the right path, I feel like, and one way or another, you just can't go wrong. With that in mind, y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe down below. Oh, before I forget, I did get a hold of that subscriber's name. He goes by the name of Donald Cody. Interesting name, but either way, welcome aboard, Donald Cody. Now, with that in mind, just, like I said, like, share, subscribe, and definitely emphasis on the share. let everybody know what's up, man. I mean, that's all I can say about that. But until now, I'm A&J, and there will be more.